Hey everybody, and welcome to my channel. We are back out here today at the base camp. Today we're going to be doing some odds and ends. We're not going to work too hard today. Yesterday we finished doing the back wall. It looks great. I'm not going to finish this side wall because I got a lot of work to do inside here. I got the table to finish and my bench / bed to finish, and I don't want to close that wall because we need access from that side. So that'll be the last thing we do, is finish that wall once this whole shelter is done. But today we're going to work on the table. We've got some odds and ends. It's cold today. It just stopped raining. We got a late start because the rain was just coming down really hard and I couldn't get out here. It was too cold and too wet. Thinking about starting a fire. Right now the fire pit is just a puddle of water, so we're going to have to clear that out, get some firewood off the rack, get some tinder, and we can get a fire going. That'll help us stay warm. I've got some lunch with me, so let's get to work. I'm going to grab the rake and I'm going to rake out the fire pit, and then I'm going to use this to get any excess water out by just kind of pushing it out. And hopefully we'll have a nice dry fire pit and we can get a good fire going. Well, here goes nothing. Okay, so we have a little bit of water in the bottom, nothing we can do about that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the old pieces of wood, stack them back in here, and then take another layer of logs and lay that down as a base so that everything is up off the water, and then we should be able to get a fire going. These logs are floating, guys. That's how much water collects in this fire pit. That water is cold! So again, what I'm going to do is take this and scoop out the water, push it out. Okay, so I have this piece of heavy-duty liner, and this is what we're going to use to cover the fire pit. For now, I'm just going to put it over it and weight it down. I'm going to take some of the rocks from the fire pit and weigh it down. Just at the corners here. Here. And over here. Well, now she's covered and we don't have to worry about it filling up with rain or snow or anything like that. We'll have a nice dry empty fire pit whenever we need it. So I've decided that I'm going to have the fire pit right in front of the shelter, not too far into where it's going to affect my tarp, but far enough to where I can have it and hopefully it can reflect some heat from me, and I can stay under shelter and stay warm, keep working, stoke the fire, and everything's close enough and not too far apart so I'm not running all around camp. So I'm gonna rake this out and get all these leaves going, even though they're wet. I'm just gonna clear them out of the way, get a nice spot for our fire pit, get some logs, make a little border, and we can get our fire going. So I'm going to take wet logs and I'm going to border this out to make our border for the fire pit. We can use the ones that were in the fire. We can use some ones that are around camp. We got plenty of wood around here to work with. Alright, so we've got a good amount of dry tinder here. We have this that I collected the other day. Part of me wishes I would have collected more because it's raining now and all that tinder is wet, but this is going to be a good tinder bundle right here. We've got some split stuff, we've got some quartered stuff. We've got to process some more of this wood down into small thin pieces. We're going to get our firewood nice and prepped, get it over to the pit, and then we're going to get our ferro rod out and get our fire going. Got my knee pad here so I can keep my feet up off the ground. Got my hat on so that my head doesn't get too wet. Alright, so this stuff is super thin. We've got some bark here that we can use. We got some sticks. We're going to baton all of this stuff down into much smaller pieces. And I've got this secondary tarp that I can use to keep the wood off the ground once I process it down. And we're going to process these pieces down into thin pencil sizes, and then we're going to work our way up from there. And I've got this secondary tarp that I can use to keep the wood off the ground once I process it down. And we're going to process these pieces down into thin pencil sizes. Alright, we got our fire pit here, we got our firewood split up. Now all we gotta do is try to get this fire going. Got this tinder bundle here, I've got some bark, and then I've got some wood shavings in here that hopefully will take a good spark. So I've got everything ready. If we can't get it going with the natural tinder, we'll just use a cotton ball. But I think we should be able to get it going. So let's get this fire going. I'm getting pretty cold. All right, here we go. Okay guys, so the natural stuff's not working, so we gotta use the cotton ball. Get the petroleum jelly cotton ball out. There it is. And my fire kit. Take this, expose it, break it up a little bit, just like that. Put it in here. Okay guys, well we got the fire going. We had to use a couple extra cotton balls. That's fine, that's what the fire kit's for, but the tinder that we had was just damp and wet from the dampness in the air and everything. So I gotta keep feeding this fire because right now it's not very big, it's just pretty much the base of it, you can see. So I gotta get more wood and keep feeding it, but it feels really good. It's warming me up, and yeah, now we can get to working on our table.